Shalom, my brothers. This is Yehuda Maccabeus. Let me tell you something. The theme of this platform and channel will be deciphering and decoding the lies, the narratives, the just overall unorderly processes that are presented to Israel in these last days. And let's go ahead and define Israel. All right. Now, we know for a fact the kings of Israel, the ruling class, were whom? Were the original persons on this three-dimensional plane of existence. That's how the Most High commissioned the angels to create life. So while in the ancient world, the Most High's firstborn, when it mentions that in the scriptures, how Israel is the Most High's firstborn, it had a double meaning back then, right? Because the Most High has great love for all his sons. Now let me tell you something the Most High isn't too fond of. When one or an amassment of people feel a certain way about a certain group of people, aka racialism, the way in which the Most High loves us is out of order. I mean, it's through order, right? It's not out of emotion. It's out of complete order. Therefore, be very careful with the internal disparaging of someone who looks dissimilar from oneself, because the Most High could and likely very well would only love either according to how much they love their neighbor. Do you understand that? Let's get into another point. I heard a very, very intelligent brother speak, and I'm not trying to piggyback off what he said, really trying to correct the brother. And one of the few times I'm able to offer insight. Highly doubt that he's going to listen to this, but whoever heard it, and above all, the Most High will know that the brother who mentioned this is correct. He said the most, quote unquote, the Most High is a black man. He very well could be right. However, the molecules of oxygen that we breathe in, that is of the Most High. You understand that? That's part of the Most High. And for someone to be as haphazard with the words as to stoop down to a level of racialism in order to curry favor amongst a cult of personality of followers and his audience, when if such sentiments are being espoused, such audience intelligence isn't being aroused. Do you understand what I'm saying? Unless, the sentiment amongst all of us watchers was of a, rebuke, rebuttal, something of the sort. Listen, the Most High has been suffering, the Most High in the kingdom of heaven has been suffering violence for thousands of years. And for someone to say the Most High is a black man, unless he truly knows that, I've heard the voice of the Most High. And when I heard it, I was so scared, I thought it was a left. I thought it was a left. I was so scared. But we don't walk with fear. Because the King walks with us, the King of Kings. You understand that? Just like the walls of Jericho. It's going to be a reenactment. Anyway, though, and in my personal opinion, and could it be that maybe I'm looking a little bit too much into it from a, defensively emotional standpoint? Maybe. But for the Most High suffereth all of the wickedness that people commit with their hands in this world, all the iniquity that people commit with their hands in this world, it's hard to relegate the Most High and man in the same sense together. You understand what I'm saying? Because I love the Most High. That's the only thing I want, is to worship at the feet of the Most High. But as for man, I want man to die. Because man is fucked up. And their judgment's coming. It's coming, and I'm gonna stop warning people because these dumbasses aren't gonna listen anyway. People will approach me on like some carnality. I guess they think that I whatever the case may be, and it's a curse of the gifted, Listen, the men of the Most High were always. They always had a strong countenance about themselves. You understand that? I mean, you knew who were the kings and the young princes. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But as for the demographic of God, which that is, in my opinion, is a blasphemy, but we're going to expound on his opinion to properly encapsulate a more holy understanding of the might and power of our Father. Okay? Thus, the Most High and the sons of the Most High have been enduring all this wickedness. I mean, all this wickedness. All these acronyms, these women thinking that they run the house. You know what women run? They run off their husband whenever they get some different ride. That's what women run. And that's not funny because it's fucking serious. Most High very well, if it came down to skin complexion, could be a white guy. Because personally, I'd rather hang out with brothers. I don't like so-called white folks as much as I do my so-called brothers. And I know growing up and going to a certain school, you'd hear these young kids, spew certain stuff. See, my dad was the son of a very poor, but very righteous Methodist minister. You understand? Unfortunately, his wife was the polarity of righteousness compared to him. That's all I'm gonna say. So obviously, he didn't read the chapter about Abraham checking on Ishmael's nail. Abraham went to check on Ishmael's family, and Ishmael's wife didn't even get up from the tent. Abraham promised Sarah he wouldn't get off the camel. I would have gotten off the camel and Ishmael wouldn't have had a meal when he returned to his tent. Abraham was so on point. A lot of that stuff's heredity too. Now, don't confuse one's spirit with one's soul. Spirit is natural inclination to make decisions. You know how one moves in this world, and the soul is what's going to get us into the kingdom.